You're not fit to become my older brother's wife, you know. Now, you give him back that engagement ring right now and leave him alone. And cancel that wedding you guys have planned as well. And then you get the hell out of our faces forever. Again with this, I could have sworn that yesterday was going to be the last time you spoke to me about that, but here you are again. You backstabber! I will not allow a backstabber like you to get married to my brother. He has too much riding on his name right now for someone like you to be doing what you've been doing behind his back. And like I've been saying all the other times, my fiancé doesn't have a little sister. So who are you? I'm certain that you have the wrong person here, so could you please tell me who you are? Shut up already! I won't allow you to trick my brother like that any longer. From what I've picked up so far, you really seem to think that my fiancé, of all people, is your older brother, even though he doesn't have a little sister at all. But he does. He has me. I'm his little sister. He's my older brother. Then how about this? How about you tell me what your older brother's name is? You already know what his name is, and he's the man you've been lying to this whole time. I just want to know his name. Stop trying to derail this conversation. Oh my God, I just asked a simple question. As long as you just leave him alone and never ever come back, everything will be solved. So you pay my older brother and I that settlement and then get the hell out of our lives. What settlement? How can you even get a settlement from me over something that's not possible? Hey, Gage. Once again, I have received more texts from that random person today. And this time they were even more upset with me and threatening me with a settlement even.
What? Again? That means they've been texting you about that for 3 days in a row now.
And like always, they're asking that I leave you right now and that this whole time I've been stabbing you in the back over something.
Alex, are you gonna be all right?
Well, considering none of what she's saying is the truth, I'm fine for now. It's just that if they keep this up, I'm going to probably have to block them in order to shut them up, which I don't want to do, and it's best to settle things.
That's true. Who knows what all of their intentions are, and if they know where you're living right now and things like that.
Kind of scary, isn't it?
I would really love to know what all of this is about, though. I don't have a little sister, or at least one my parents never told me about. And as far as I'm aware, there was never someone in the past that ever called me their older brother that wasn't a part of my family. Also, back when I was 2 years old and my parents got a divorce and then remarried to different people afterwards, my mom told me that my dad never had kids with his new wife. And my mom said that I'm the only kid she's ever had.
In other words, you're saying that there's no chance that this person is a child that your dad had at one point and is wanting to call you their brother now?
That's what I'm saying.
I asked for them to at least tell me their name or something so that we'd have a better idea of who they might be, but they don't seem to want to answer that question. They just keep on going back to how I need to leave their older brother, pay them a settlement for backstabbing him in some way, and then never come back.
That means they know the whole jig will be up then if you find out who they are. But from what your phone says, the ID came up as Skyla, right? So their name is Skyla? I've never heard of anyone having a name like that, and I can't even tell if it would belong to a boy or a girl.
Now that I think about it, you've never received any calls or texts from a person like this before, right?
Yeah, and that's what makes all of this even more strange. And what that person has been saying is that you're tricking me somehow, and that's what's leading me into marrying you, right? So basically, if they don't know who I am, in other words, they don't hear my name from you, then they're gonna continue thinking that I'm their older brother or something, right?
Good point. Why do I have to be caught in the middle of all this?
So they have no clue who I am then.
Or they at least don't know what your phone number is.
Another thing, what could it be that you're lying to me about in order to become my wife?
They haven't told me that part either. They always want to keep going at me, saying that I need to leave their brother and all, and will never give any of my questions a thought.
Well, we have 3 more days until our wedding. It would be great if we could put an end to all of this, but without knowing who they really are, there's no way. You've already called the wedding venue and told them about this, right?
Yes, but I'll give them another call and give them an update on what's all been said to me, just in case.
Oh, I've acquired target of the backstabbing witch. So this means you really are going to try and marry my older brother then, right? Well, that's not going to be allowed. I won't allow you to have this wedding with him today.
Alex! I heard that while you were walking out of the dressing room, you were run into and had wine spilled all over your dress. Are you all right?
Yeah, I think I'm fine. Well, I think I'm fine, but this wedding dress's state is another story. It's all covered in red wine.
That's what I heard. I'd really love to come over there and be with you right now, but...
Hey, don't worry, Gage. I have my little brother with me at the moment, so I'll be okay for now.
All right. The one who did that to you, Skyla? I have no clue where they ran off to yet, so until we've found her, please don't leave the dressing room and stay with your brother. I'm gonna continue going around talking with all of the staff here. I have to find that Skyla so that we can figure out what the hell is wrong with her and how to fix all of this once and for all.
I'm sorry that I can't be out there to help.
Don't even begin to worry about that. That's right. As for today's wedding, no matter what happens with Skyla, we're still going to have it and get married. So don't give up yet.
Of course.
I've done it. When it comes to red wine like that, once it's deep into the fabric of that clothing, it is very hard to get that stain out, right? Now the only option you have left is to cancel the wedding. Next, I'm going to find out where my brother has been this whole time, and there I'll explain to him just how horrible of a witch you've been behind his back. And that will lead him to never wanting to be with you again. This is such a thrilling sensation.
Can I ask you something really quick?
What do you want?
I am a bit suspicious about who it was that gave you my phone number and everything. So could you please tell me who they are?
A classmate of yours. After having to go from friend to friend asking about you, I finally was able to come across them and ask about who you were and what your contact info was. And if you're wondering how I got into this wedding, I went and used that classmate's invitation that you sent them and was able to sneak in disguised as them.
Oh, you're talking about that person. So that's what they were talking about when they said they'd lost their invite and wouldn't be coming. Then there's only one other thing I have to ask. What is your name? My phone gave you an ID when you first tried to call me, that being Skyla. Do you read that as Skyla or do you read that as Skylar?
Huh? You're supposed to read that as Sky. Sky.
So your name is Sky, yet you spell it?
It's spelled Skyla, but you read it as Sky. Are you not able to do something as simple as that or something?
You thought something like that would be simple for me to understand when most people don't have a name like that to begin with here? Gage, I was able to ask Skyla for her real name and she gave it to me.
Oh, seriously?
Well, she has it spelled Skyla, but you're supposed to pronounce it as Sky. She told me that I was stupid for not being able to pronounce it as such and got all mad at me over it.
Huh? Now that I think about someone named Sky...
Do you have an idea who this might be now?
I just think I've heard that name before, but someone with me right now does think they know who we're talking about here, so let me chat with them for a second.
All right. Well, now that I know how to pronounce your name and all that, let me ask you something else. What were you planning on doing by running into me and spilling all of that red wine onto my dress?
I told you already that it was part of my plan that would lead to your wedding getting canceled. I had to put a bit of thought into how I was going to do that, but of course red wine was the right choice. It really stands out in an all-white dress and is something you can't really get out with a washing machine or anything like that. So now your only option is to have the wedding canceled, right? Oh, this is such a wonderful sensation. This is an ending fit for someone like you who would dare stab my brother in the back like that. Now, having done my part, I am heading back to my place now. Bye-bye.
Remy just told me that she's going to be heading back to her house now.
What?
Well, it's not like any of us really knew where she ran off to begin with, right?
Ah, about that. Something actually seems to be going our way there.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
We just did a head count on all of our guests that are still here and have come down to there only being one person missing. And so after talking with those who know what she looked like and know that she's not here, we've narrowed it down. In short, my dad is calling Skyla's mom right now to have a talk with her about her daughter. They live in the same area we do, so it won't be too difficult for us to get her.
What? Does that mean...
I'll explain things to you in more detail later, all right? For right now, let's focus on our wedding, which is running a bit behind schedule now, but I'd like to get going on. You think that's all right?
Oh, right. That's fine by me. I was told by the wedding planner that my new dress would be in our house, and luckily they had another design that I really loved, so I'm happy with this.
Perfect! Then let's get this wedding on the road!
Hey, what the hell does that mean when I've been told that yesterday's wedding never ended up being canceled? Even though your wedding dress was stained red.
Luckily, the wedding venue is also known for having a dress rental shop inside of it, so I was saved by that last minute.
Huh?
I get why you might be surprised right now, considering that having to get another dress on the day of one's wedding is a very difficult thing to do, and is practically unheard of. There are some people that prepare a second dress to have in their dressing room just in case something bad were to happen, but that wasn't the case for me. I just got really lucky that the rental shop's owner was there and was willing to lend me a dress that I really loved the design of for free.
You got another rental? Well, none of that really matters to me anymore. And even if it is the truth that you were able to have that wedding yesterday, that does not change the fact that you stabbed my brother in the back. As long as I can go and show him the evidence of you having stabbed him in the back.
All right already. I am fed up with you always going back to calling me a backstabber without even listening to a thing I'm saying. Now tell me, when did I ever stab Gage in the back, and what did I do that makes you think such a thing happened?
Huh? You're still not going to confess to it?
That's right. Neither myself or him are aware of anything that I did wrong, and that's why I cannot confess to anything right now.
What?
Now you explain what the hell it is that you're going on about right now.
You are going out with another man from that apartment building named Stan, right?
Huh?
He's at apartment 203. I made sure to hire a detective to look into you in order to protect my brother.
You hired a detective? Tell me, how much did something like that cost you?
Around $10,000. I may have lost all my savings in order to do that, but if it was to learn the truth about you, then it was a cheap price and worth it to me.
You really wasted all of that money for nothing?
Huh?
That Stan you're talking about, who I've been seen with, happens to be my little brother that lives with me.
What? Your little brother?
And that room 203 that you were mentioning happens to be a condo my mom bought close to 15 years ago that the three of us had been living in together. In other words, that place is my family's house. But 2 years ago, my mom got remarried to another man and moved out of the condo to go live with him at his place. So she allowed for my brother and I to continue living there instead of moving us all out.
So you're the older sister and he's the younger brother?
By the way, with me now getting married to Gage and starting a family of my own soon, my little brother is going to be moving out to a place closer to his place of work. Today, actually, is Gage's first day living with me here, as my brother moved out just yesterday, taking all of his things with him in.
No way.
I know you went through all of that effort of asking for a detective to look into us, but it seems they were a fraud and you just got scammed out of all your money there. Nice going, Sky.
I totally zoned out there for a bit and didn't realize what all was going on for the 3 hours there. But now that I'm back in the moment, I am going to make sure that you and my older brother can't stay married.
Why are you still trying to fight this?
Because I just hate the idea of some kind of back-talking and sassy witch like you becoming my sister-in-law now.
Well, here's the thing, Miss Peanut for a Brain. Like I had told you so many times before, Gage does not have any little sisters, all right? Therefore, you are not going to ever become my sister-in-law, so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Huh? You're still going on about all of that?
And that's why we made sure to go and talk with Gage's mom about you, who said she had no clue who you were. And then we went and spoke to his dad about you to see if he had any idea who a Sky was to him.
What? You went and spoke to his dad about me? Well, his dad happens to be my dad as well, right?
Gage is an only child and has never had any siblings.
Well, you're wrong about that, for crying out loud. We may not share the same mother, but he and I have the same father, and we are brother and sister.
Since you are so confused about that, how about you go and have a word with your own mom about whose baby you are, and that might clear some things up for you.
What the hell is going on here? So it turns out that my actual father is already dead now?
So you went and asked about who your real parents were then?
My mom told me that she brought me along when getting remarried, and that led me to think that he was my dad. Originally, my mom was just going to put me up for adoption, but those around her told her not to do that. I was 7 years old at the time all of that happened, and she made sure to explain to me that the new man she was marrying would be my new father, but I just assumed that I knew that man to be my dad and that he had never died, but rather left for a little while.
So has this helped you understand that you have no relation to Gage at all when it comes to being siblings?
Oh, this isn't good at all now, though. What am I going to do about all of this now?
What are you whining about now?
I went around to all of my friends and my boyfriend bragging about how I'm the little sister of this really famous YouTuber and all. And I promised a lot of them, including my boyfriend, that one day I'd show him to all of them.
What? A famous YouTuber?
Gage, he has a YouTube channel where he goes by the name Galalalal, right? Oh, that's right. Hey, please, can you go and talk with my brother about coming out with me for a few days to see all of my friends and my boyfriend and tell them that he's my older brother and everything for me? I just need him to do that to each and every one of my friends one time, and that'll be all.
I'm not sure what you're going on about there, though. Gage is just your average office worker who has nothing to do with content creation of any sort.
Huh?
I mean, he works on editing videos for the company he's employed at, but they aren't making them for content either in terms of entertainment. Did something about that confuse you? Well, I'm sorry today, but the company works in things like crime analytics, and he has to make recreations of crime scenes for the police and the court to use in investigations.
What? But then that would mean, the reason YouTuber Galalalal never got back to me after all those messages I sent to him about his fiancé cheating on him and that they shouldn't get married was because...
Well, you just had the wrong person, right?
What?
I see. So that's why when I would talk to Gage about what was going on with you, he told me he had never received any texts or calls from you and was just sitting around with no idea at all about what was going on.
No way, you have to be kidding me. I've gone and done something seriously embarrassing now. Oh, what am I going to do about all of this?
I can understand starting to freak out a lot over what you've done, but I have something else I need to talk with you about now. When it comes to that wedding dress of mine you went and stained with red wine and ruined, there's a price on that dress being damaged like that. There also happens to be a price on causing the wedding to be postponed by an hour like that. Also, there is a price on wasting my time and energy.
What?
In a few days, someone will be coming out to see you with all of those bills for my wedding dress and the wedding being delayed, as well as information on the settlement I'll be getting from you.
What?
Also, when it comes to my classmate that you went and stole that invitation from in order to come to my wedding with, neither of us are going to take you to court or anything over it, but she did go and tell your mom about it with the help of Gage's dad.
What?
Sounds like you're going to have to pay my friend for causing her that trouble as well now, through your mom.
Huh? I'm going to have to pay you guys all that money?
I'm sure for a college student like you, that's a lot of money that you're going to have to pay us with, but make sure you include every penny we're asking for.
This has to be a bad dream. Hey, what am I going to do here? That YouTuber that I had been telling you about before just sent me a bunch of paperwork in the mail about getting money from me through a settlement over something or other. And I got a call from his lawyer as well. Hey, what am I supposed to do about all of this now?
Why are you coming to me about all of that?
Because I have something I wanted to ask you is why. I want to ask you to please help me stop him from thinking that I actually meant any of those things. About him being my older brother and such, and about how his girlfriend was cheating on him with another man, and that he shouldn't marry her. Please help me with that.
Why are you asking me to do that, though? You don't even know anything about me besides my phone number.
What? So you're not friends with that YouTuber?
Did I even say that I knew who they were? I don't even watch YouTube to begin with, so why are you asking me to do something that I have no clue about and don't care about either? You were the one that caused all of those problems between yourself and him.
No way.
I'm blocking your number now, all right? I have absolutely nothing to do with you, and I don't want anything to do with you.
So, this is it for me then?
After becoming a little bit curious about whoever this YouTuber even was, I went online to check him out for myself, and I was stunned. He didn't look anything like my husband, not even close. The resemblance Sky claimed to see wasn't just a stretch, it was completely made up. And after talking with Gage's dad a little more, I found out something even more baffling. Sky had never actually met Gage. She'd never seen him in person, never spoken to him, never even had a picture of him before all this chaos started. The fact that she let herself get so emotionally twisted over someone she didn't even know is still beyond me. I've gone over it again and again in my mind, trying to make sense of what kind of mental spiral she must have been in, but the truth is I probably never will understand what was happening in her head during all of it. A few days later, I received a formal apology from Sky's mom. She sounded embarrassed, even ashamed, admitting that her daughter had completely lost control and caused an enormous amount of damage. Along with the apology, her mom sent over a payment for the settlement I had requested that included the cost of my ruined wedding dress, additional wedding fees, and other expenses caused by Skyla's reckless behavior. From what I heard later, her mom didn't just let that go. She held that debt over Sky's head for years, telling her it had to be paid off before she even considered marrying someone. And the fallout didn't stop there, because of all the chaos she had caused and how many friends and relatives distanced themselves from her afterward. Sky ended up dropping out of college completely. She had no support, no plan, and started looking for work just to stay afloat. Then the messages started pouring in, long, tear-filled texts about how her perfect college life had crumbled, how her boyfriend had dumped her, how her family barely spoke to her anymore. I had totally forgotten to block her, but after reading through a few of those guilt-ridden sob stories, I remembered and finally blocked her for good. No regrets. Eventually, when she started giving up on finding a job, her mom set her up with a construction company. They sent her off into the mountains, where she has to live in a small trailer for months at a time, cut off from the world without any phone service. Honestly, I think her mom just wanted her gone, out of everyone's way, unable to cause more trouble and working non-stop to pay off the damage she'd done. As for me and Gage, a few months after he moved into my condo, right after my brother moved out, we agreed it was time for a fresh start. Somewhere new, farther away from all the chaos and everyone involved. We told my mom, and she was completely on board. She sold the old condo and gave us the money we put towards any home we wanted.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.